Okay, welcome everybody to Freedom Law School's Freedom Hour. I am out of town. This is Payman Mutahede, the president of Freedom Law School at freedomlawschool.org. And in this presentation, I'm going to talk about how the stars have lined up for American people to get our country back, restore freedom, and restore prosperity in America. Excuse me. So this is something I've been waiting for over 30 years to happen. Because, you know, the way they do all the criminality in America, where the government doesn't represent us, is with our tax dollars. We have been duped to work hard and pay for our own enslavement, our own destruction. So I figured this is a good opportunity to explain to you the stuff, how this really is going to be happening. So I'm doing a little long business. I want to need help from my IT people who are actually remote. They're not here. They're going to bring me the slide presentations in a minute. Go ahead and put it, guys, so I can show you why the timing is right, why we are able to, at this point, make the great leap and take America back. Because all the elements are lined up. Let me tell you basically what it is. Then I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to show it to you again. First of all, the income tax system is based upon fundamentally two things. One is the American people's belief that the federal government is there for them, works for them, works for their interests. That's number one, okay? And that's not happening anymore, and people are seeing that. Number two is the fact that most Americans have income tax stolen from their paycheck and payroll taxes by their employer. And now they have to file a 10 for income tax slavery form to get a little bit of that back. Well, guess what? We're able to stop income tax withholding from everybody's paycheck for free on our website, freedomlawschool.org. How to do it legally and safely, properly, for every one of you. And thirdly, we're helping employers to stop stealing from the employees' paychecks, income tax withholding, income tax, payroll tax withholding, or matching FICA payroll taxes. All of that. We're helping employers to do that. Now you can do all this on your own for free, or you can get together with like-minded Americans and guarantee each other's protection by working together like America's founding fathers did. So, but that's only one part. The bigger part is that American people are seeing the government does not represent them anymore. So let's take a look at the Biden administration, right? Here's the headline. Illegal border crossers total over 10 million people since Biden inauguration. Yeah, that total number is greater than the individual populations of 41 of the America's 50 United States. Okay? To overrun America with a bunch of immigrants who live off government handouts for the housing, for food. Okay? And so they're going to vote for Democratic Party, which is practically the Communist Party USA now, right? So that's what we had going on during the Biden administration. And then what we had also, the government doesn't work for us. Okay? Ray Epps is just one of the many FBI informants and undercover agents, okay, agent provocateurs who have led the first January 6th event. The media calls it an attack, but it was just an event that they set up so now they can make you the patriots be the bad guys to try to put you in prison and shut you up for being a patriot. Don't speak up. Shut up and do as we tell you. This is a communist entity. Will come after you. The DOJ will come after you for treason, for conspiracy, for sedition, trying to overthrow the U.S. government just because you walk peacefully with a bunch of fellow Americans to the House of Representatives, the U.S. Capitol, where it belongs to you, the people, to begin with. No longer, they say, you get into the House when we tell you. That's the attitude, right? You all saw that. And then, how about the LGBTQ madness and all this surgeries and chemical damage to children? Okay? Thousands of children were chemically and surgically mutilated and damaged because they could miss them dead in the wrong body. So now they're going to change it and fix it, supposedly. Okay? They call that gender affirming care, but it's the opposite. It's destruction and destroying that child's life. Right? That was all pushed on all of us during the Biden communist satanic regime. And then we have what? The corona hoax lockdowns. Over 60% of businesses closed during the pandemic will never reopen. Scores of you were in states where you cannot go to work because you might pass the virus to somebody else and kill them, right? You lost huge because you didn't have a job. You had no wages. How are you supposed to pay rent? How are you supposed to pay for food, for electricity, for car insurance, everything else, right? We went through the whole nonsense, and it was pushed upon us by the whole establishment, Democrat and Republican. Look at this video for 30 seconds. 3 former presidents, Clinton, Bush, and Obama, all pushing vaccines, the bioweapon vaccines that has killed many people. Here it is. Look at that. Look.
That's ending the pandemic.
Yeah. Science is clear, they claim, right? Safe and effective to save your life, right? And turn out it was all lies. We don't exactly know how many hundreds of thousands or millions died suddenly, many of them, some of them in days or weeks later, or got totally jacked up, messed up, because they took the bioweapon through propaganda and forcing and all manipulations of all sorts that turned out it was no good and harmful because it was never tested to begin with. And if you want to talk about this, guess what they did? They censored you. Here it is. The owner of Facebook, Zuckerberg, saying that the White House of Biden pressured Facebook to censor some COVID-19 content during the so-called pandemic, the phony pandemic. All right, there was no such thing, right? Flu, there was no more flu because anybody died of flu, died of cancer, or anything else that the doctors thought might be COVID, they wrote the cause of death as COVID. They had these phony tests that claim that to show that you have the virus in your body, the antibodies. So with all of this, you could not even speak about it publicly. They shut you down on all the major platforms, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, which became X. Now, and then what else? there's more. People saw all these lies and corruption came out. Okay? Twitter, again, is another one of the platforms that was involved in all of this censorship that you see on the screen. Okay? Now we get to the situation with the Epstein files, right? What have they done? These billionaires, no, they didn't just have sex with underage girls. No, they had sex with under 12 girls. Okay, I'm not even show you. You know, if you look at them, they've done torture and worse things. Yes. And even allegations of possibly even eating people, eating babies. I mean, this is just horrific stuff that you think would be first thing on the agenda of our government, of, by, and for we the people to look into. And President Trump promised to open up the Epstein files to see what's in them, who are the people named in them, and put them behind bars. But guess what? He refused to do so even after Congress passed a near unanimous law that Trump himself was forced to sign. They released only half of the files. Many of them were blacked out, and then the other half he didn't even give. Why? Why did Trump not release the Epstein files? Well, apparently he told that to former Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene. And here's what she said Trump told her.
President Trump is yelling at me. The White House is putting pressure on Nancy Mace. They take Lauren Boebert in a skiff. I don't even know what they said to her in there. They are attacking Thomas Massie, nonstop attacking Thomas Massie. And then one day I get a phone call from the president in September, and he is so mad at me. And he's yelling at me, and he's angry at me, and the fact that he's like, you're supporting Rand Paul Jr., and he's chewing me out for signing my name on Thomas Massie's discharge petition to release the Epstein files. And I'm trying to tell him, Mr. President, they say you did nothing wrong. Right. This needs to come out. Right. And so we're having this argument, and he tells me on this phone call, he's like, Marjorie, my friends will get hurt.
That's it. That's it. I mean, that is it. Obviously, that's it. Because they're all in here. Imagine the phone calls. It's everyone. It's every single person is on this freaking list. They're all there. Every billionaire, heads of state, Larry Summers, Peter Thiel. They're all in there.
Yep. They're all in there, folks. Okay? And if Trump is all innocent, why
Granger offers professional grade products, easy reordering online, and 24/7.
Why is he not releasing all the files? Well, obviously, because clearly his friends are there, the people that put him in place. Okay? And very likely himself. I've seen emails of him having sex with underage girls. Okay? Email talking about him doing that. So if that got slipped out somehow, oh, whoops, forgot to censor that. I don't have that in front of you right now, but you can look it up, Epstein Files online on X. There's a lot on that you can verify for yourself. And then, who is paying for our politicians to get elected? We found out there is the American Israeli Political Action Committee, which is a lobby for a foreign country called Israel. And they're not registered by law as required as the agent of a foreign country under FARA, Foreign Agent Registration Act, FARA. Because they're so powerful, these Zionist billionaires, they just flout the law. And they have given so much money to own our politicians. Look at Trump himself at APAC, trackapac.com website. You can see Trump himself over $230 million received that we know of. There's probably more from Zionist billionaires, okay? Vice President Vance, $167,000. That's small, actually, okay? These are just people in the cabinets, okay? And heads of Congress, all these guys got paid to represent who? Not you, but a foreign country, right? Israel. And what's going on with that money? Well, it's going to military for all these enemies. Oh, the boogeyman. Who is going to come across the Atlantic Ocean or Pacific Ocean Oh, it's Canada and Mexico and attack the United States. Who? Who's got the money, power, interest to do that? Who got the ability to do that? Nobody. Nobody has the ability to come and do that. It's just a bunch of baloney they tell you to say, oh, the bad Iranians, the Arabs, the Muslims, the Chinese, the Russians. It's all propaganda, folks. They're playing with your heart, okay? Controlling your mind to go for all that. So what happens? Let's go back on screen, guys. This is the audit of Pentagon, okay? This was done, came out of in 1990s in this video, okay? Back then, look how much money was wasted in Pentagon. That will shock you on military spending. Let's make it big. Here we go. Here we go. Is it playing, guys? All right. Looks like the video is not coming up. The sound's not coming up for some reason. Okay, here we go. Here it is. Where's the sound?
Secretary of Defense Donald Rumsfeld declared war, not on foreign terrorists. The adversary is closer.
Put the sound on it, guys. The sound. I don't hear no sound.
He said money wasted by the military poses a serious threat.
In fact, it could be said that it's a matter of life and death.
Rumsfeld promised change, but the next day, the world changed. And in the rush to fund the war on terrorism, the war on waste seems to have been forgotten.
My '03 budget calls for more than $48 billion in new defense spending.
More money for the Pentagon when its own auditors admit the military cannot account for 25% of what it already spends.
According to some estimates, we cannot track $2.3 trillion in transactions.
$2.3 trillion with a T. That's $8,000 for every man, woman, and child in America. To understand how the Pentagon can lose track of trillions, consider the case of one military account.
Okay. That's good enough, guys. You saw it. Let's go back to out of screen, guys. Yeah, imagine, folks. That was back in 1990s money. Over $2.3 trillion. One out of every $4. They had no idea where it went. No idea. And now they want the military budget, which is not defense, obviously, it's offense budget, right? Now they want to spend $1.5 trillion of your hard-earned money. Inflation is far higher than your wage increases. Inflation is much more than your business income going up. Businesses are going bankrupt. Employers are laying off people. Not giving the workers pay raises. Close to 70% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. So $1.5 trillion they want to spend on corruption, waste of the military, okay, while you go poor. Let's go back to the chart, guys. Okay? That's where we at in America, where does your voice matter? Does your interest matter? Can you close this, guys? Let's get to the tab of the everything else. So this is all becoming more and more clear. But now it's going to get worse even. Now what's coming up is, I think we're going to think up, guys, the other stuff. They got to close this video.
Who tried to find out what happened to a mere 300.
Okay. Oh, here we go, guy. Okay, yeah. Talk about the budget. $1.5 trillion budget they want to propose. That was April this year. Yeah. And we have this war with Iran. What for? Oh, because Iran didn't say death to America. So what? So what? People say death to everybody else all the time. Wars don't hurt you. Bombs from airplanes, they're hurt. They kill people. Okay? Because they're mad. Because in 1953, U.S. government, to protect the interests of the British oil companies, did Project Ajax. The CIA got rid of Iran's democratically elected government prime minister Mossadegh and brought the king of Iran, Shah, the dictator. Yes, that's how far we go back. The U.S. keeps meddling into Iran for many, many decades. They just want to be just left alone. So what do? Twice. We have gotten into war not for America, but on behalf of Israel. Because Mary and Sheldon Adelson, for over $200 million, funded Trump getting elected. Okay? And what else they're doing? They got rid of Thomas Massie. Okay? They spent close to $30 million to unseat the very best constitutional, freedom-loving congressman. Always for the people. He's so much for the people and honest that he's the one congressman that lobbyists never bothered visiting him in Washington, D.C. That's right, never. You can't buy him off. He lives by its oath to uphold the Constitution and that he works for you, the American people. Yet Trump and his ass billionaires attacked him to get rid of him. I believe they cheated him out, by the way. That's another story, though. So we don't have even a right to control people. I mean, to vote people into office that represent you, the American people. No. Anybody like Thomas Massie that works for you, the American people, takes that oath seriously? Gotta get rid of him. Gotta get corrupt people that work for the powerful Israeli Zionist billionaire, Israeli lobby, and other banks, corporations of all sorts, right, about the politicians. You're not corrupt? Don't even apply. If you apply, we'll get rid of you like we did Thomas Massie. Guess what? It's the same situation we had in America 250 years ago. That's why the founding fathers stopped giving 3% T-tax to that corrupt King George of England. Instead, took some of that money and gave it to George Washington and Company. And that's what's going on in America today. We're in the process. These people have recognized that. We want to restore freedom in America. And we'll show you how to never again voluntarily pay the Washington, D.C. swamp legally and safely and with a guarantee if you want. And all you got to do is seek the truth. And the truth shall set you free. Okay? All you got to do is in your mind, join the tax strike like it's 1776, like founding fathers did 250 years ago. Because based on the U.S. government's official legal websites, no law requires 99% of Americans to file and pay income and pay all taxes. That's right. And people are waking up. All you gotta do is go on the right here, on our website, third tab, free yourself from tax withholding, click on that, and everything is there, how to stop income tax withholding from your paycheck legally and safely for free. Yes, it's all there. The petitions, how to do it, all three right here. Instructions are how to do it in video, in writing. So, folks, you don't have to be a slave anymore. All you have to do is to follow the law as found in official legal websites of the U.S. government itself. No tax attorney. No. The official legal websites of the U.S. government itself. We're going to force these guys to follow the law, follow the Constitution, and we are taking support of these crooks. Right? We wish we got given more to the super PAC that supported Massie, Thomas Massie. We need to increase that. Freedom laws we need to do. That's right. And elect good people to office that represent you, the American people. Right? And let's not forget, you need that money that belongs to you. It's your hard-earned money back in your pocket. Pay off your bills. Have a little savings. Be able to fix your car. Get a new furniture you need to get. Or a new car. Whatever it is. It's your money. You don't have to keep up with inflation. So you can have the life you want and not pay for all the corruption and waste out there. And remember, go through the 7 steps on our website. It is there for free. You can do it if you want to. Or join our Restore Freedom Plan. You got to stop filing those 10 for income tax slavery forms. You are not a slave of the IRS to put the rope of 1040 form around your neck and give it to the IRS to pull and hang you with. No, you stop doing that. Because whenever you sign a 1040 form, you are saying under oath that you owe the IRS money. That's how you give the IRS the power to rape you, put you in jail, take your money because you were deceived. That, oh, it's innocent little form. Oh, my lovely government that represents me. Apple pie and flag. Oh, yeah. That's what it deceives you to believe. No, it's a rope. Also, you need to learn that IRS is a Wizard of Oz. The same major media that lied to you for decades, as you see, and I've shown you some of them, lied to you about the IRS being this powerful entity that will eat you alive if you don't file income tax. Whoa, be scared. I'm the IRS. Oh. But they're actually a bunch of incompetent, lazy people that don't know what the hell they're doing. They're confused because they brainwashed you in your life to be afraid of the IRS, to panic. They tell you to file early, pay your taxes, right? You got to deprogram yourself and realize that the IRS operates on deception and bluff. This is one of the most exciting and liberating part of our website is step 3 on realizing how much power you really have and how weak the IRS really is. Okay. And then you realize you don't have to pay tribute to the beast of the IRS. As a free man, you no longer will be a slave. Question of authority. Write to Congress members. These free petitions we have on our website at freedomlawschool.org and tell them, look, I'll file income tax. Just show me. Show me where my petitions, which spell out the law, as published on U.S. government's official legal websites. Quote it, list it, attached, even highlighted for easy reading. Show me where I'm wrong, I'll pay my fair share of taxes. But no congressman has been ever able to show us wrong. They can't. So you stop. You declare your individual Declaration of Independence. That's what you do. Yes, every one of you declare your independence from the Washington, D.C. swamp, from this Israeli-owned government that doesn't work for you or American people, right? Legally and safely, and this will keep you out of jail. They'll never come after criminally because they know you win, because your good intent is shown. That's why they never come after me. For over 30 years, folks, I haven't filed paying income tax openly. I'm teaching Americans like you to do the same. I'm publicly teaching you guys all this. They don't come after me for that because they know I'll win, and you'll win if they're dumb enough to come after you, try to put you in prison for not paying income taxes or payroll taxes or withholding from employees, because these petitions protect you through your good intent to a jury. Okay? And know this, none of our students have gone to prison. None of them. If they stop filing and paying income tax with Freedom Law School and stay with Freedom Law School in our procedures, none of them gone to jail for the IRS for not filing and paying income taxes. So all that is for free, folks. You can do it. I suggest some of you consider, if you want to be part of America, restoring freedom, okay, you go to, we have what we call step 6. That's the most exciting part I have in here, is step 6, is Restore Freedom Plan. If you're really poor, you need the money, keep it. You'll be left alone by the IRS 99% of the time. Yes, they're a bunch of incompetent, and there's too many of us. Way too many of us American people compared to few incompetent IRS agents. That's right. You might get some junk computers from the IRS, but they cannot come after you as 80 million non-filers. 80 million is IRS's own best estimates on people that do not file 10 income tax forms as a slave anymore. So, you can join our Restore Freedom Plan, like America's founding fathers, join hands, and if you, that way you know you're doing the right thing for America, for your family, for your country, and you can have a guarantee. That's right, you can have a guarantee if you choose it. 99+% safety from the IRS, as it just on your own you can do it for free, becomes 100% guarantee, because we all are pitching in into this fund, and rather than being alone by ourselves, right, we are much more powerful together, and they cannot stop us, because we outnumber them over 10,000 to 1. They have only 20 U.S. tax court judges and 80 million non-filers. There's no way they can come up with enough tax proposal letters that by law they have to send and give you the chance to challenge him in U.S. tax court with only less than 20 full-time tax court judges. So, all you gotta do, folks, is to educate yourself. This is the time. Stars have lined up, okay? So, and remember, share Freedom Law School with everybody. Tell them about our education. We have a Restore Freedom Plan to empower every one of you to be free. freedomlawschool.org. Our website is here as my service to each of you. I've been blessed with knowledge for over 30 years. I've been growing, and I'm happy and delighted to share it with you, to give you the opportunity to do the same, to be free like me, you and your family, be free and prosperous, and once again, not stressed for finances, not stressed about the future, what's going to happen, not funding the genocide in Gaza, not funding this war with Iran, which was done on behalf of Israel. Some foolish Trump went for with, we need a regime change within a week in Iran. Right? That's what they told Trump. And Trump found himself in a quagmire. Iran is powerful. Strait of Hormuz, we cannot release it. Iran is impenetrable with mountains and deserts surrounding it. We cannot get in there. But he wants to escalate it. And possibly send your sons, your brothers, your husbands to die over their war for Israel, because Trump has been shown to be not America first, it's Israel first. And myself, by the way, I'm not anti-Semite. I was born and raised in a Jewish family in Iran, and had 9 years of Jewish Hebrew studies. And one of the first things we're taught in first grade is, we don't, as Jews, subvert our host countries. We follow the rules and support them. And here these Zionists are subverting America, taking over your government that no longer works for you. Do you want to keep paying them? Do you accept being a slave? And you say, okay, I'm just afraid. I'm just going to go along. So I'm going to watch football and baseball and parties and hot dogs and fishing and boating and dancing and partying. Is that what you want to be? That's it? Or you want to be free and prosperous? Okay? And be able to pay off your bills, have savings, and take care of your children the way you want to. If you do, go to freedomlawschool.org and educate yourself, and let's together have you be free, have America be a free country once again. Okay, folks, I'm going to go now to your questions. Okay? So I need to put my headset on. Let's get my headset from downstairs, guys. I have it downstairs. Would you please get that for me? So I'm going to get your questions in just a minute that you guys are asking on the Freedom Hour. And I got right now 3 people on the Freedom Hour waiting to get their questions answered. So, folks, I'm going to get to all of you guys' questions. The phone number to call is 7. What's the number? Put it on the screen, guys. What the number they got to call in? We got No headset? Oh, okay. I thought you said we have to use the headset. Okay, okay, on the speaker. Okay, it's on speaker already. Okay, very good. All right, so here we go. All right, we got several callers right now, and the callers are from area code, let's see, 940. Another one from area code 614. Another one from area code 347. All right. So, okay, let's unmute the call from area code 940. 940 area code caller. Please give me your first name, how you heard about Freedom Law School, and then your question, please. Are you there? Area code 940. Let me try myself. Here we go. Okay. All right. Let's try again. Are you there? Area code 940 caller? 940 area code caller. I don't hear you. Try again.
Hello?
Yes, sir. What's your name?
Hi, my name is Eduardo. I didn't think you were referring to me. That's why I was.
That's okay, Eduardo. How did you hear about Freedom Law School? And then ask your question after that, please.
Well, yeah, I think I'm most like most people. I have a regular job, and I get one of those 1040 forms. And from what I can learn from what on the website is that when I prefer that if you can.
Eduardo, you're cutting out. Say it again, please.
I had to find some position, and I believe I think I would prefer for you to send them for me, correct?
I don't understand. Say your question one more time. You got cut out. Repeat your question, please.
Okay. Looking at your.
Okay, Eduardo, you said looking at, and then you got cut off. So I'm going to hang up on you right now. Call back from a different location. We got a better connection so we can hear you. I do want to answer your question. So call back with a better connection, and I will take a question, okay? All right, so you're welcome, my friend. So let's go to the call for area code 614. 614 area code caller. Please give me your first name. I heard about Freedom Law School, and then your question, please.
I'm here. My name is Daniel.
Okay, Daniel.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Daniel. Please continue.
Okay, yeah. So I heard about Freedom Law School. Just Googling, researching. I've heard about Joe Bannister's story, and I suppose I've looked a lot in over your website, the 7 steps. I guess my question is really several questions, and that's how do I explain to my wife morally I guess in a sense not filing at all, or so let's just say, as an example, we'll say that I've never filed in my life. How would you morally describe that as being okay biblically to a wife that may have a problem with that, or her family that may have a problem with that? And I guess also, do you have any sense of security, or should I have any sense of security, say, for example, if I've never filed in my life but maintain a company with, we'll say several hundred employees that are just, as far as they're concerned, they're contractors. What would you have to say, or what kind of advice would you have for someone that might have a story like that?
Okay. So you want to know about the morality of stop income tax. Secondly, is that you have about 100 employees, you said. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. It's very simple.
Well, contractors. Let's say they're not employees, they're contractors.
That's fine. Okay. Look, The Bible says that render to Caesar's what is Caesar's. That's Romans 13. That's what the Christians refer to. Well, okay, I have no problem with that. Render unto Caesar's what is Caesar's. In other words, if there's a law that requires you to file an income tax, go ahead and pay that tax. For example, there's sales tax in most states. Pay it. There's property tax in most states. Pay it. You want to rent a car, most places there's sales tax on that, or hotels. There's a law that requires you to pay all those taxes, or oil tax, or alcohol tax. But there's no law requiring you to file and pay federal income tax as long as you are not a citizen or resident of the District of Columbia, Washington, D.C. As long as you're not a federal worker making money in D.C. or somebody from the outside has real estate or other income from within Washington, D.C. So you're not one of those people. You don't owe any tax to the government of France or Russia or China or Egypt or the District of Columbia, Washington, D.C. That's a foreign country. So your wife doesn't know America is not one country. There are 50 countries in the Union, much like the European Union has France, Germany, Italy, and other countries in the Union. Would anybody claim that Germany or France are not countries? Of course they are countries, but they have limited powers given to the federal government over there in Europe, like there's open borders between Germany and France. Okay? They have common money. Okay? And a few other powers delegated to the union government over there, and in America it's the same way. Okay? The federal government, for example, has no power to control health care. It's not delegated by the states when they create the federal government back at the time of the Constitution. Because you see, we're taught that the federal government is above the states. It's not true. The states are our agents below us, and the federal government is below the states. The states created the federal government and granted few powers to the federal government as their agents. Common money, common foreign relations, common defense, and so forth type of things. 18 specific powers. So she needs to be simply educated about all this stuff, that the law is constitutional. Income tax law, payroll taxes are constitutional, but they don't apply in the 50 states. Payroll taxes apply to 4 island territories of Puerto Rico, Virgin Island, Guam, and American Samoa. Federal income tax applies to D.C., citizens and residents primarily, not the people of the 50 states. So, therefore, there's no religious issue. There is no ethical issue. Paying all the taxes that you are legally required to pay in your own country, wherever that may be. Okay? Now, the other thing is about the employees. Your employees are hurting, Daniel. You know that. Inflation is far more than wage increases you've been able to pay them. You know, Peter Schiff put this thing online. He said, look, average annual cost of postage stamp postage. It's been about 8% in the last about 7 years or something. Now that's probably a better gauge of real inflation than the phony numbers the government. So, yes, your employees, most of them are in debt to credit cards. We've been patient to patient. They would love to be able to get a pay increase, but you can't afford to get a pay increase out of your pocket. We don't need to. They give it to them out of their own pocket, pay increase. The money that really belongs to them, you're going to let them keep their own money, but stop income tax withholding, stop payroll tax withholding, stealing out of the paycheck, and you would be better off because you also will stop the payroll tax matching also. It's a total win-win. Now, your employees will be much happier. They'll stay with you. They will not go to the competition because the competition will make them poorer. Between payroll and income taxes, on the average, they're going to be 20% or more less money in your worker's pocket. They want to stay with you. loyal to you because you take care of them, you pay them well, let them keep their hard-earned money. Okay? And your company will grow. You don't have to pay all those matching payroll expenses either. You don't need all those accountant expenses, all that stuff you don't need either. Okay? So your company's going to grow much bigger. And the only concern is people say, oh, but people, my employees are afraid of the IRS. They will not do it. Wrong. Ask all the illegal aliens from Mexico, El Salvador, who work throughout America. You think they care? Senor, we're afraid if we don't pay tax to the Uncle Sammy, we'll go to jail. Right, senor? You better take money out of my paycheck, senor. No. They're not afraid. They'll be fine. They're happy. And your workers, most of them will be happy from the get-go. You have a minority of them who will not be happy. Well, guess what? That's why you, as the business owner, you need to be wise and on company time, feed them, and then watch the 7 steps during afterwards with the hour after that, an hour and a half after that. You do that like, for example, 3 times a week in 1 week, and next week do the same thing. So they understand this. You give them our freedom brochures that we have for free, right? Each one of your workers should have a Restore Freedom brochure or Fast Track Your Success brochure that both show why over 99% of Americans do not owe any federal income or payroll taxes. And we'll work with you on that. We have to work with you, educate them about this, and then once most of your workers will see that, and they want that, and they'll love it. They're thankful. Oh my gosh, I can pay my credit cards. I'm paying 25% interest to buy groceries. I can pay it off. Oh my God, that's great. My car air conditioning is not working. I've been driving without air conditioning because I can't afford to repair it. Oh, I have the money to fix that, so we don't have to drive in the heat in the summertime.
Yes.
All that stuff, that conversation will bring any remaining people that you got on board. Man, this is great. I'm not worried about it. Plus, if you choose to join our employer freedom plan, you will be protected 100%, and your employees. We do the petitions for you and each of your employees to the congressman to say, hey, if I'm wrong, show me I'll pay income tax. Yes. Independent contractors, same thing. Do not 1099 them anymore. No more 1099s. You're free. You are free.
Yeah.
What's that?
I've not sent them anything.
Exactly.
I've not sent them anything.
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear me?
Yes, good. You did a good job, Daniel.
I've not sent them anything.
Yes.
And let's say, for example, that I myself have never filed in my lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
So does that change the game at all?
That makes it just better. At all.
I'm sorry?
That makes it better. Doesn't matter. Whether you filed income tax previously or not, it does not matter. Because the petitions that we send for you to the congressman, you can do it yourself for free if you want to. Ask the congressman, look, you need to either show me I'm wrong and I'll pay my fair share of taxes because I say I owe the IRS zero legally, or you must tell other congressmen to stop the IRS from ripping off the American people of trillions of dollars. But that protects you from the IRS. You're never going to jail because of that. And like I said, 99+% of the time, non-filers are left alone anyways. They will send you some of these scare letters, junk mail letters that, oh, where's your tax return? You didn't file. You need to file. Please file. Those things don't matter. Okay? So you can do that and they'll be free. It's just that all fear-based, and once you understand it, your employees and your independent contractors, they'll be happy and will love to continue working with you.
But So having never filed, am I better protected as a result, having never filed?
If anything, it's a plus.
Right. And so what if one of my contractors wants to file anyways, and they report me?
There's nothing for him to report. He doesn't report you. He reports, even if he did so, we protect you. It doesn't matter. Restore Freedom Plan is, we have, as a group, come together, come out to any one of us. We protect that person to the hilt. If they want to, eventually, after we do all the work, we pay the attorneys, legal work is done by us. After 5 years, 10 years, whatever, they take your money. $1 million or $10 million, what's that or more? Out of our funds, we'll reimburse you whatever the IRS took and make you whole. You have zero risk. So it doesn't matter. But he cannot do it anyways, and they don't do it anyways. Doesn't matter. It's not the IRS is waiting. Hey guys, wait for somebody to tell somebody else who doesn't file a income tax. There's already 80 million non-filers, Daniel. 80 million non-filers they cannot go after. Remember in step 3, you saw probably this part. I showed everybody. Can you bring it on the screen, guys, on my home staff, on my screen? Bring step 3, please. Where the IRS was given by the U.S. Treasury auditors a list of the 100 richest non-filers who each owed the IRS $100 million for years 2014, 15, 16. The IRS management, you think, would be embarrassed and say, oh my gosh, you found that in our files? We think about this very rich, very, very rich non-filers that owe $10 billion. We'll go after them. Oh, yeah, we'll definitely go after them. Yeah, for sure. But no. The IRS did not even give lip service. They simply said, nah, we're not going to go after them. We don't have enough resources. Think about that, Daniel. If the IRS does not have enough resources to go after 100 people that each owe the IRS $100 million, you then have time to one of your employees call, oh, my employer. Oh, everybody knows that everybody wants IRS to go after their ex-wife or ex-business partner or the neighbor or brother-in-law they hate. They know that. They're not in your hip pocket of your enemy to come after you because somebody wants to contact the IRS. No, that doesn't happen. Okay? Any other questions?
Not at this time. Not at this time. I wish I did. But.
Okay. No problem. Well, listen, Daniel, let me say something. I'm especially interested in working with people like you. You know why? Because when business owners like you, my friends, stop 1099ing their contractors, any employees you may have, you stop, no more W-4 forms, no more W-2 forms, no more withholding. Now we can start having this restoration of American to freedom explode exponentially. So call the office, let them know you talked to me, and ask for one of my more experienced people. So I'm Paymon Setso, and have them answer one of your questions, okay?
Well, that's already been from the start. I have not 1099 any of my contractors ever because, let's say, for example, I've just never filed, so I'm not reporting it anyway.
Good.
So if I'm not reporting it anyways, no one else is either because I'm not reporting it.
How many years have you been doing that for?
Eternity. I've never started. I never filed ever.
For 20 years, 40 years, how long?
20 years, yeah.
Great. Everybody hear that, everybody? You guys all hear that? For 20 more plus years, he hasn't filed income tax. He's got over 100 independent contractors, and he's not 1099 them. And any problem with the IRS? Have you had, Daniel?
I haven't heard anything, but the only guilt I have is my wife who doesn't agree with it.
Well, your wife simply needs to be educated. Okay?
Yeah.
And you may want to pay for a one-on-one private consultation so we can, one of us, an experienced person, can help educate her. Nothing can replace education. Yes.
The other thing is that now being married, she's had to put my social on her because she files taxes. She had to put my social down because I have her file separately because of the situation. So I've sort of wondered if I have risked anything by her putting down my social on her tax return when she files separately.
How many years has she done that for?
1.
Have you heard from the IRS?
No?
Looks like you're doing just fine.
Okay. Okay.
All right, my friend. Thank you for calling, Daniel. If you have any other questions, call us back, my friend. I'm glad you called. And continue doing what you're doing, my friend. How many children do you have, by the way? And grandchildren, Daniel?
What was your question?
How many children and grandchildren do you have?
None at the moment.
All right. Yes, I'm going, my friend. And, and share the blessings of freedom with everybody you know. Give them a chance to be free. All right. You're welcome. Thanks for calling. Okay, we have several callers waiting to get the questions asked from area code, let's see, 347 caller. We have one, the 940 area code caller, Eduardo. I'm going to see if I can try you after him, after the next call, to see if I can get you next. And then we have another one from area code 310. So the 347 area code number, let's go to you, my friend. Give me your first name, how you heard about Freedom Law School, and then your question, please.
Yes, hi, Simon. My name is Blaine, and I've talked to you before, and I heard you through Mike King.
Very good, and how may I help you?
Okay, you answered part of my question while you were talking to the other guy, but I'm going to ask you, it's kind of redundant. But, I'm 71 years old, I'm retired, and, I have a pension. I didn't file federal income tax. I filed state tax, though, and I don't have any tax being taken out of my pension. So I started that about 3 months ago. Now, I also have a self-directed IRA with precious metals, and one is my own, account. The other one is an account, but it's in my name, but it's an inheritance account from my mother, but it's in my name. Now, what it is I was told that you have, 10 years to distribute the inheritance account. Now, I take that as personal, saying it forced me to take something out, and then what most people do, they end up filing because they add it on to their income. So my question is, I don't think I need to file any federal income tax when I distribute this money. But, being forced to take it out within 10 years, I mean, if I want to take it out in 12, I don't know if I should, take it out before 12 or take it out 12. So the question is, I don't need to file federal income tax.
And you don't need to worry about that at all, period. Take out the money whenever you want. Whenever you want, just take it all out. Do as you wish. You are free. You no longer have to play any of these games of the IRA. That applies to people who are citizens and residents of the District of Columbia. Washington. You were never one of those. Yeah, Washington, D.C. So you can do what you want.
Okay. I just, it sounds redundant, but I just keep reminiscing. I'm going out to your site, and I keep playing your tapes over and over to have it sink in. Mm-hmm. And I didn't file the federal income tax, but I did file New York State income tax. So when it comes to, if I take this, inheritance, let's say I want to take the inheritance account out maybe next year or the year after. Mm-hmm. I know New York State, I filed New York State, they do ask, how much income have you made for the year. Turns out the New York State's been paying me $250 because just the way all the math has worked out, it's worked out in my favor. So my next question is, I should continue to file for New York State because I know they're pretty aggressive, what I've heard.
Does your pension, is this from New York State with the New York State company?
Yeah. I've talked to you before. I work for the railroad.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. Yeah, you can pay the state of New York and don't pay the IRS. That makes it easy for you, simple.
Yeah, because I don't know if they're, because I know I've been looking over the states and how what states don't, have a state income tax, and there's other states that are, aggressive more than others, mostly California and New York.
Right.
So I'm just doing, so I'm not getting hassled and stuff, and I know I've called up,
right.
Your constituents, and they told me, go ahead and pay the New York State because they're aggressive, But I know by looking at their sheet, filing it and stuff, I see the questions they ask, and it's almost the same thing as federal, except, they can ask you all the federal questions you want, but that has nothing to do with them, though, even though they want to know more. They just want to know everything about your hangnail, your toenail.
Right.
Just want to know.
You're good, my friend. Blaine, you said, my friend, you got your solution that works for you. Any other questions, brother, before I go to other callers?
No, that was the last question.
Oh, that's okay. All right, my friend. Thank you for calling.
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Have a good evening. Let's go back to the call from area code 9. Hopefully you are in a better area where I can hear you clearly without getting cut off, Eduardo. Go ahead, Eduardo.
Hi.
Speak again. Yes, sir.
Hi again.
Yes.
So let me get to this straight. Basically, I'm an employee, and I basically for many years I was paying federal income tax, and then I decided through so many videos. I mean, maybe your own many years ago, I stopped filing, but at the same time, I claim exemption from the 1040. With my employer, I'm able to do that individually. However, I mean, I just got a letter just recently that I need to file for the 2020-24 year. Now, in the last 3, maybe 4 years, I haven't filed. So this is just a letter saying that you need to file. It's funny though how they don't mention the law, which is kind of hilarious for me. So my question is, I don't think I should ignore that. I think I should go ahead with the whole process of joining you with the Freedom Plan and by submitting and sending the petition that you have on your website. And I think from what I understand, looking at your website, is that instead of the 1040, we're going to ask, we need to basically ask my employer if they can send me give me a W-4. So basically, that way I won't have to do anything they won't have to do it at the withholding tax. Is that correct?
No, that's not correct. First letter that says you to file 2024 income tax return is a dumb computer letter sent in mass to hundreds of thousands of people or more at a time. There's nobody at the IRS watching, waiting for Eduardo. There's nobody saying, oh, I was watching Eduardo. I wrote to him to file tax return. Just damn, I'm going to go out to Eduardo. No. It's just a dumb letter. There's no name, no signature. It's just meant to scare you. But don't worry about that.
Yeah, right. Basically, that's what I understand from another guy. Basically, it's just a dumb computer trying to catch maybe an algorithm, and by automatically start sending a letter, maybe at random.
Yes.
And just a scare tactic.
That's all it is.
Need to file. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now, when it comes to my employer, though, the 1040, basically, I claim exemption. I mean.
Hold on, stop. No, you're confusing yourself. The 1040 has nothing to do with the employer. 1040 is what you people filed by April 15th as a slavery form with the IRS. Your employer gives you a W-4 form to have you give them permission to steal your money, some of it give it to the IRS. And there's instructions on our website how to do that for free at freedomlawschool.org. Or as a Restore Freedom Plan member, we will help you, guide you through that process on the form anyways. So you'll be fine. Okay?
So it is a lot wiser to not just claim exemption from my employer. That's what I've been doing. I haven't filed, and I haven't by claiming exemption. Basically, they're not withholding anything. But it is a lot wiser to do the whole petition process, correct? And then
use the both. Use the both, and you don't just go exempt. No, you don't go exempt. No, that's by itself is not correct. In fact, because you're not exempt. You're not exempt. Exempt means rules apply to you. You've been exempted. That's not what we're talking about.
Okay.
You never apply to you because you're not exempt from taxes in France, Egypt, Germany, or Japan. It never applies to you. It's not exemption. We use that form with a disclaimer in writing that I'm forced to fill out this form exempt because the employer refuses to, they're forcing me to fill out this form. Otherwise, they will not hire me. Otherwise, they'll steal more out of my paycheck. So you do your way is wrong way. Go to the way on our website at freedomlawschool.org. Any questions you have, call us at 813-444-4800. Okay?
So basically, you mentioned before that I can do it for free, or I can hire you guys to do it for me by signing the petition letter to congressmen, I believe, or senators.
We'll do petitions for you, and we'll hold your hand throughout with your employer and everything else that may come up with your employer, with the IRS. We all take care of you, not alone. You got us to back you up and guide you and go with you. Okay?
So right now, leave it alone. Right now, I mean, when it comes to the, I think it's a mistake what I've done. Right? I just claimed
yes.
Out of nowhere.
We will have to correct that. Yes.
But I can correct this by going to your website and going through the whole process of petitions and then a W-4, correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I'll go ahead and do that. I think I feel more comfortable if you guys do it for me. Just give me a round number. What do you guys do? I mean, charge me if I go to you guys.
The membership is 30% every year of what you otherwise would have paid the IRS if you were to file a 1040 income tax slavery confession form. So, for example, if you normally would have filed on the 1040 form and confessed to owe the IRS $10,000, you don't file and pay $10,000 to the IRS. Of that $10,000, $3,000 you contribute to the Restore Freedom Plan membership, and the remaining $7,000 you get to keep with our 100% guarantee behind you.
Okay. And one last question before I forget. You said there is some risk. For example, if we go through the whole process and then the IRS will send notification basically to my employer, something about the W-4, but they can actually refuse to do that and just go obey the IRS. No, keep withholding tax, something like that. And that there's a risk that they might deny that, my employer. So therefore, how high is that risk? How often do you get that problem? Do you know?
I can't tell you how often. Percentage they do this lock in there, they call. It's a very small percentage, and I don't know. Nobody knows because this IRS's own secret formula they use that nobody really knows. Whether it's 1% chance, 10% chance, 2%, 1/10 of 1%. I really don't know, honestly. I know most people don't have the problem. But I can't tell you that it never happens because it can't happen.
Okay, so it's a very small chance. Okay.
I mean, you're better than clearly. It's clearly less than 10% or a lot more than that. But I don't want to give you any more than that because I really don't have an exact number to give you. You get a few people, but most people have no problem with it.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. Well,
okay.
Thank you for all my questions. I go to your website and join the Freedom Plan, the Freedom Law School.
Yeah.
Thank you for all that you're doing.
You're welcome. Remember, guys, any questions about any of this stuff, you can call our number at 813-444-4800, and my people there will be happy to guide you, answer questions through the whole process.
Can you repeat that one more time?
Sure.
Your phone number
is 813-444-4800.
Gotcha. Thank you, sir.
All right, before we go off of area code 310, I'm going to give out the call-in number. You can call and get your questions answered now for free. The call-in number is 424-552-1299. Again, the number is 424-552-1299, and then press 1 on your telephone keypad. 424-552-1299, and press 1 on your keypad. Okay, 310 area code caller, please give me your first name. I heard about Freedom Law School, and then your question, please.
Yes. Can you hear me, Payman?
Yes.
This is John.
Huh?
Well, I called you a couple weeks ago. You were helpful, and I used to come see you when you were down there in Orange County. Other than that,
Okay. What's on your mind?
So, well, my wife, literally, she's losing her hair, and it's because she's completely terrified. I was going to keep all the capital gains, and it absolutely freaks her out. It just completely freaks her out if I sell my house. But anyway, my first question to you is, I travel to Europe. She's Dutch. If I was to pull out of, to refuse to pay, to admit to the, that I owe something, is there a possibility they'll not let me travel outside the country?
Is it possible, John?
Say it again.
Is it possible that you may die in a car accident tomorrow?
No, it's not possible.
Yes, it is possible. 50,000 in America every year. Over 300,000 people more get injured. Something could be possible. No.
It's highly unlikely I could.
Yes.
I could pull out of the system and not pay or not sign, and then
yes.
years later they go, "Wait a minute, Mr. Whatever, saying, you're not leaving."
Well, they cannot keep it from leaving the country. Potentially down the road, that whether you file or don't file, the potential is there for them to suspend your passport down the road.
Yeah, no, I'm mostly saying in regards to not filing. Is that you're saying it's highly unlikely, but it is possible.
Just like if you file, do the filers too. In fact, it happens to filers a lot more than non-filers. So you already have that risk already, far more. By not filing, you're in a much better position. How many years have you not filed 1040 income tax from?
Wait a minute.
How many years have you not filed a 1040 income tax slavery form? How many years has it been?
No, but my wife can't be. I don't. I still file.
Okay. Well, the bottom line is that.
I just look.
Yes.
Go ahead.
What's your question? Go ahead. What's your question specifically?
I'm just saying if I refuse to sign and she continues to pay her taxes separately or whatever she wants to do, later on down the road, if I travel, there's still a possibility because I did not file with the IRS, there is a possibility that there could be repercussions traveling in the future.
No, not because simply didn't file. That's not true.
So it would be for some other reason, like
no.
bankrupt.
IRS, as a filer, if you don't pay what you confess you owe them, they can suspend your passport. As a non-filer, they make you come after less than 1% of those, and as those less than 1% down the road, if you challenge them, they may suspend your passport down the road, maybe like 5-10 years from now, if you challenge them properly, with freedom, like Freedom Law School does.
Okay, now I understand your explanation. Thank you very much. So, filers are more likely to get busted than non-filers.
By far. That's according to their own numbers. Now, why do you think they keep pushing that you file a 10-4 income tax confession form under penalty of perjury, claiming that you owe the IRS money? Because you've given up your right to trial. Right to challenge. There's nothing to challenge when you on your own confess that you owe the IRS money. Tell me all the time about it. Just John, one of the most common calls I get. Piece of payment. I just found out about. I filed with the IRS for several years, but did not have the money to pay him. Can you help me get out of that? I say, I'm sorry. I wish I could, but I'm not a magician. See, that's a
You cannot sign. That's all there is. You do not sign. That's all there is to it.
Yeah, do not file. You're free. Okay, and if you want to be safe, we get restore free plans there for you. If you want to guarantee, there it is for you. It's an option.
Well, thinking of doing was selling my house and not paying the capital gains. And I'm telling you, I don't know because my wife. I'm completely probably have to pay capital gains because she's. I mean, she's beside herself about that. She just thinks. And I gave her the pamphlet you gave me. She won't read it because she knows everything. So it's not your problem, but it's a bad problem for me.
Well, hold on. It's very simple. Here's a simple thing. Okay? She's an individual separate from you. So.
Yeah, she could.
Doesn't cost her anything. She can file paying income tax, and you don't. And it's you deal with that issue, not her. Doesn't affect her at all. It's now what you can do is she files on her own and you don't. And she gets in trouble by filing, she's responsible for that.
Yeah. House and we own the house. I mean I own the house and then I married her later on. After owning the house, but she's on the deed, and if she files separately, he's probably got some kind of attachment to the capital gain, unless she quit claims it to me.
There you go. There's a solution right there. You came up yourself. Not at all.
Right. She went online and she found out every evidence that says you can't do that. Of course. You're right and they're wrong, but tell someone that knows everything that.
Well, hold on. Let me help you with that. Okay, on that situation. Sure. And when'd you buy the house?
12 years.
You married her?
I bought the house.
Okay.
I bought the house for 36 years, and I've been married for about 11, and we've been together for 12.
Bottom line is this: it's you guys. You can do whatever you want. As long as someone who is required to file and pay pays, it's fine. Who's required to file and pay? Nobody can stop her from doing that. She gave all the problems potentially to you, whether you file or not.
Right, but the thing is, if we sell the house and she signs forms, then that's sort of my problem because. If I sell the house, the IRS is going to want some of that money.
No, you're wrong. You're wrong. You're assuming monster Satan will beat you along. There's 80 million. Let me repeat, 80 every year, according to our own best estimates. So obviously, that's what they. If you don't file there, to you is obviously a lie. More on our website. All of a sudden, they do not automatically come after you if you don't file. That's what they brainwash you with. If you don't get the COVID jab, same lie.
You know what, Paymo?
What?
You've really filled into a lot of personality. You've got a lot of character. You got a lot of character, man.
Well, when you saw me back then, I was young and single, so I enjoyed much because those young people don't. Now that I'm older, I've done it for over 30 years, I can be a little myself, have fun with it. That's all it is. Okay? So, all right, then. Sure.
Of helping people non-file. And I got the indication, not from you, but from several other people I listened to the podcast, that the IRS might just fold and go away. What do you think the odds are of that, and when do you think it might happen?
I don't know. I would love to have an answer. But they're not going to go away on their own. We got to help it happen. We need to do our parts. Because they're falling apart. Like, you remember Soviet Union of its own great.
That analogy. So that's, I mean, I'm thinking, you know, suppose you pay all these taxes, and like 1 month later, they just, you know, the wall falls. And then you're like, damn, man, paid this criminal IRS all that money, and the whole thing was a bluff.
That's right. That's right.
Anyway.
You got it.
But we don't know when that's going to happen.
That's right. You got it. John. And get out of California, man. What are you still doing in California? Why are you still there? Why don't you leave, come to Tennessee? What?
Everyone else, it's pretty mild out here. You got to admit, it's pretty mild.
You haven't been to Florida yet.
And I hear there's a lot of mosquitoes down there.
No. You can go northern Florida, other places. No, you got the wrong areas. No. Come check, go look around. Tennessee is nice too. You can go to New Hampshire. There are different states out there. You have options. But it's up to you. If you're okay with homelessness and crime and traffic in LA, that's fine. You know? It's up to you. I'll just give you a suggestion.
My state, very good.
It used to be my state, you know. But hey, they destroyed California. Why am I hanging around here? Right?
Why? You've got some hard points. You know, this place used to be just absolute paradise.
Yes.
The real armpit.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah. So anyhow, all right, John. So you came to my classes back in mid-90s in Orange County. Is that where we go back to, John?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I used to go, and the guy who's the former IRS agent, and also Mr. Griffith. Is it Griffith or Griffith?
Joe Bannister and Jedward Griffin. Right. Right. So you haven't filed income tax for Jekyll Island, Christian Jekyll Island, Jedward Griffin. Right. You're talking about him. Yes.
Jedward Griffin. Right. A great guy. Incredible dude.
Yeah.
Anyway, Damon, thank you for all your good work, and I will proceed, and thank you for educating me.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
Like the Berlin Wall. Okay, there's the analogy.
Yeah, she can do it. We're going to East Germany, you'll be in West Germany. That's her choice. Okay.
All right, thank you, Ben.
My pleasure, John. All right, folks, we're done with the Freedom Hour tonight. Unless any of you has a question right now, you're welcome to call. I'll answer your question right now. The call number is 424-552-1299. 424-552-1299. If you have a question, then press 1 on your telephone keypad. The question. Again, if you have a question, call 424-522-9, and then on your telephone keypad, you press 1, and you can be connected with me right now to get. Thank you for taking your time to be with me this Tuesday. I'll be back to Florida next week, Tuesday night, and I invite you all to educate yourself for free at freedomlawschool.org. No longer be a slave of the IRS. Stop income tax withholding from your paycheck. Stop following those 10 income tax confession forms legally and safely. And tell someone else about all this. Text them our website. Email them. Okay? Give them one of our brochures. Okay? We'll have to help you out, folks, because I'm here to work with you. For you to be free and me together, we can have America be a free country once again if we just do it together. So with that, I give you all my love And wish you all a great evening. I'll be back with you next Tuesday night.
Thanks, Pam.
You're welcome. My pleasure.